Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and the funny thing was, I think this is going to be uploaded around Christmas time, maybe Christmas Eve. Really enough, I'm going to be trying to upload 2 videos tonight. I was going to do this video last, and I was going to do my top 15 that I didn't like, and top 15 that were my favorite. I was going to do the worst first, and then I would do the best. But I realized that when I did the worst, it came out to an over 2-hour video. And what I'm going to do definitely is make this a much shorter video. So I'll put the much shorter video up first, and then, you'll end Christmas with me ranting for 2 hours on movies. So, So anyway, my top 15 favorite films of 2010. Got a gallon of drinking water so that I don't fuck up my throat. Look like I'm drinking moonshine. Okay, no bullshit. 15. Number 15, I'm going to put Clash of the Titans. It had its problems. I had a problem with the ending with Sam Worthington not getting mad at Zeus saying, hey, wait a minute, you brought back this girl, boy, what about my fucking family that died? Inadvertently, because of you. Granted, a lot of the action scenes you did see in the trailer. Granted, some of the CGI wasn't the best, but at the same time, it had a lot going for it. Sam Worthington did a pretty decent job in Clash of the Titans. Not one of my favorite films, but I mean, it's at number 15. It's not at number 1. But still, I thought it was a pretty decent flick. Not one I would buy, but there were some effects I enjoyed. I kind of like Sam Worthington, his attitude of vengeance against the gods. He had some pretty good action scenes, like his fight with Medusa. Especially his fight with the... Fuck, I forgot what the creature was that was hunting them. Some pretty good sword fights. So overall I was entertained by Clash of the Titans, not one I would rewatch over and over again, but for one time I thought it was pretty decent. Number 14, I gotta give to Grown Ups, film that a comedy a lot of people got mad about. Mainly a lot of critics hated it and such. This is a film where Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, David Spade, Kevin James, Rob Schneider. Of course, there were some people who was like, well, why is Kevin James there? Because really, if Chris Farley was still with us, that would have been and should have been Chris Farley. I think that's the thing. But what can you do? Kevin James didn't do anything wrong, so leave the guy alone. And I don't know, Grown Ups, it was fun to see all those guys together. I'm not a fan of Rob Schneider. He was tolerable in this film, I must admit, though, which is pretty rare. But, I liked Adam Sandler and Chris Rock and David Spade who were playing off each other. I thought that was good. And, I don't know, the film kept me interested and kept me entertained. What more can I say? Just like number 13, Date Movie with Steve Carell. And I think Tina Fey is her name. They really played each other well as a couple. I mean, I thought they had pretty good chemistry. They really played, back and forth really well. And basically they Date Movie. It's not called Date Movie, it's called Date Night. Not Date Movie. Sorry. Date Movie is a shitty fucking parody movie. Date Night is the one with fucking Steve Carell and such. Date Night. It's Date Night, not Date Movie. Let me backtrack on that. But yeah, it's one with the... I wanted to see I got her name right since I just fucked up the title too. Yeah, Tina Fey. And Date Night is just... Yeah, it was an entertaining film about a couple who they go out to have a nice night, and they lie about being this couple so they can get into this restaurant. And I like how they're so in sync with each other as a couple. Like, they look at that and they wonder what they're talking about, so they sort of put words into their mouths. Like, I thought it was pretty funny, and Steve Carell was really good. Tina Fey really surprised me. I didn't really see her much. I don't watch Saturday Night Live and don't really like Saturday Night Live. How do you not like it if you haven't watched it? Well, I've just never grew with SNL. I just found it an entertaining film, and it was weird because 20th Century Fuckface released it. That was another film they released. I thought, hey, this isn't actually too bad. You know, of the recent Steve Carell films, Despicable Me I didn't really care for. Dinner for Schmucks doesn't look good at all. I don't think I want to see it. Date Night I think is definitely his best film of the year for me. Most people say Despicable Me, but I say Date Movie. I mean, I just had more fun and more entertainment, and I thought they were really funny. And, you know, it has some decent action sequences, but it's not all about that. It's about, you know, these two. If you don't like these two as a couple, then it's not going to work, but it worked for me. What can I say? So that's Date Night at number 13. Number 12 is The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, who is also actually in Date Night as well. And The Other Guys, I figured I would hate it, just, come on, I'm not the biggest fan of Will Ferrell, even though I'm one of the few who like Land of the Lost. So sue me. But I'm not really the biggest fan of him, and Mark Wahlberg has sort of pissed me off with Max Payne and The Happening and a bunch of other shit. But The Other Guys was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. You know, it was pretty funny at times. It's basically a much, much better version of Cop Out. And I remember I did a review of Cop Out, and I deleted it because I look back and I'm like, what the fuck am I thinking? It's not really a movie that holds up. It really isn't Cop Out. Yeah, I've seen a lot of worse comedies, but Cop Out really gets ruined because Kevin Smith didn't write the script. The action scenes are nothing. Even in a buddy cop movie, you want some good action scenes. There's none there. And Tracy Morgan is the biggest problem. Tracy Morgan is fucking annoying in that movie. You could have gotten Damon Wayans. You could have gotten Dave Chappelle. You could have gotten Mike Epps. You know, a bunch of other guys, but hey. But the other guys, it was pretty decent. Pretty entertaining. I really like Michael Keaton, who's their boss, but he also has another job in bed and bath. And he keeps throwing out these TLC. Listen, guys, just remember, don't go chasing waterfalls. And like, really? The TLC, really? And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You know, Michael Keaton really pulls it off. I hope Michael Keaton does more comedies like this. You know, stay away from the Love Bug and White Noise. Please do more movies like this. It'd be nice. But the other guys definitely had a lot better action. It was than Cop Out, especially. The beginning with The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson being these sort of super cops that blow up everything for no good reason, but yet they're hailed. And they made this dumb decision where they decide to get the bad guys. They jump off the building. Hey, we don't aim for those bushes, and there's no fucking bushes around. And actually, in the uncut version I saw, it cuts away, but you actually see them falling, and then land right on the ground. But the theatrical cut's just as good, where they're falling down, and then it cuts to a funeral. And when they're falling, it's like, there goes my hero song going on. I thought that was pretty funny, and it was pretty entertaining. Will Ferrell does get on my nerves at times, like when he gets blown up, and he's like, oh, what they did in movies is a lie. That was annoying. Fucking annoying. Monologue. When he goes like that, it's annoying, but, you know, for the most part, Will Ferrell did a good job. Mark Wahlberg surprised me. You know, he did pretty damn decent in the comedy of this, I gotta admit. Maybe because they had a good script this time. But Mark Wahlberg's definitely having fun with the role. So the other guy is definitely worth a lot. Number 11, I gotta give it up to Devil, which is a film I reviewed. It was a film, 75 minutes long, that kind of surprised me a little bit. Granted, some of the acting is not too good, and, you know, it's basically 5 strangers in an elevator, and you're like, maybe the devil is one of them. And the 5 strangers, it's not really the best of actors. But what really got me was I thought it was competently shot. Yeah, a lot of good shots. Decent premise. I like the premise. It was kind of all contained. So he was in an elevator, or it was in the room where they're watching through the monitors, or maybe inside the building. They kind of kept a little bit contained, which I like. Pretty decent score. And I really liked the guy who played the cop. He was really a likable actor and character. So Devil was a little bit surprised. Let's see. 10 is the Crazies, which, hate to say that a remake but is on the list, but it is. The Crazies was just, although I don't like the last shot, the ending, I do enjoy the flick. I mean, granted, it takes place around my area of Iowa. Granted. But we got the Crazies here now. It takes place in Iowa, along with the Children of the Corn. Timothy Oliphant was pretty decent. He did better here than especially Die Hard 4 or other films. I don't know, it was just a decently paced, some good little twists, like with the deputy that I didn't see coming but actually liked. Some nice bits of action. Some really creepy scenes. That's not over the top, but it works where one of the Crazies, like the military, has people strapped out, and you guys just walking from one to the other with a fucking pitchfork. Toom! And like your lead girl is like, trying to get out, and you're like, man, that's fucking sucks. You picture yourself in that aspect, in that situation. And the Crazies was just, it was entertaining. Again, I don't like the last shot spoilers. I'll hold it in my hand until the spoiler's done. I'll take it down, okay? The ending where they're going to, and Timmy Oliphant and his wife have made it, but then it's like the military satellite, and basically they don't do something. I don't know if they're going to blow up the town, and thus they're dead, so there's no point to them surviving this, but I don't know. I thought you got some good special effects, some good bits of action. The Crazy surprised me. Also, granted, I'm not the biggest fan of the original, so maybe that's why. Number 9, it's gotta go to Iron Man 2, which a lot of people didn't like. A lot of people found disappointing. I didn't expect much from Iron Man 2, but overall I was entertained. You know, I liked some of the action. I liked the fight he had being drawn against War Machine. I like the ending, him going around blowing the shit out of those robots. I thought the ending was short but sweet. Them fighting Mickey Rourke. When you have 2 against 1, it's not going to take too long. And I like the fact that they used the move from before. It's like a callback, so I got that. I thought the cast did a great job. I liked Robert Downey Jr. I really liked Don Cheadle. I thought he was much better than Terrence Howard. Mickey Rourke I thought was great. Gary Shandling as sort of an advisor. I will admit there should have been some editing. Also, I I read on the internet that Jon Favreau didn't get to make the film he really wanted to do for Iron Man 2 because they pushed him on his Avengers stuff. Would like to have seen what he really wanted to do. It could have been better. And Iron Man is a better movie. definitely. So, Iron Man 2, a little bit of a disappointment, but at the same time, I found enough to be entertained. It's not as good as the original, but I found enough to be entertained. You know, Iron Man 2 is a hell lot better than Spider-Man 3. It's a hell lot better than Batman Robin or Batman Forever. It's a hell lot better than Superman 4 or Superman Returns. I think Iron Man 2 is a hell lot better than Blade Trinity and Elektra. Because at least you got Robert Downey Jr. It doesn't do stupid shit like Iron Man just breakdancing. Or he's emo, so... Yeah. But Iron Man 2, I found it to be alright. I mean, it's not number 1, but it's number 9. I liked it alright. Number 8 is How to Train Your Dragon. Kids film with Jay Baruchel as the voice. And basically, he's sort of a weakling type of kid. His father's a Viking. I think his father's actually played by Gerard Butler. The voices. And this kid likes to make contraptions to capture the dragons that fight their land, go over their land. And he shoots one time, and he thinks he may be God, so he goes. But he also wants to train to be like his dad. But then he looks and he realizes he captured a dragon, and the dragon doesn't trust him, and then they sort of have this bond. And I don't know, How to Train Your Dragon, number 8, it surprised me. It surprised me. It was entertaining. I like the animation. I like the way the dragon looked, especially the main one, Toothless. I really like that creature character. Jay Baruchel is one of those actors I actually kind of like. It was entertaining. Has an exciting ending. And I liked the boy and his dragon. I thought they had a good bond with each other. A lot of good little funny moments. And, you know, the dragon was cute. What can I say? So, yeah, I liked How to Train Your Dragon. It's a cute movie. Number 7 is Frozen. Now, Frozen is one of those films that surprised me. Frozen is one of those flicks where basically you have the 3 people, a girl and 2 guys. They are, you know, skiing, and they want one more round, and it's about ready to close. And ultimately, they finally get the guy to let them go up. And then basically, he realizes he's going to get screwed over. Like, over here, so he's like, dude, watch. Remember, there's 3 guys up. There's 3 people up there. They're going to be coming down. The guy's like, okay. And then a different 3 people come down. So the guy imagines, of course, thinks it's those 3. They shut down equipment, and these 3 people are stuck on the ski lift. It might not sound much, but I like the fact that A, there's no CGI. They were actually on a ski lift that up high. So you got some beautiful images. You know, the director did a competent job. You know, I think Adam Green. Not a fan of the Hatchet. And, I'm probably not going to like Hatchet 2, but he did a good job with this film, Frozen. It's very solid in the fact that the characters, at first, maybe a little bit off about them, but they grow on you, and you start to like them. Actors did a competent job. It's a simple premise that I have never seen before, and it works. You get some good grisly moments, but they're not over the top. Like her accidentally sticking her hand and having to get it off and peeling a little bit of skin. Or the guy saying, I gotta try to jump for it, we're gonna freeze to death. And jumping, and just his legs just fucking caving in, and you have wolves around. I like the fact it wasn't a downbeat ending. You know, everybody didn't die. People who are trying to survive, like, ultimately all of them try to do something to get the fuck out of there, which I appreciate. And it's just a good little horror film. I was pleasantly surprised by Frozen. I'm like, it's well acted, I like these characters, it's a pretty cool premise, no CGI, some few in between but good practical effects. Adam Green should do this shit more than Hatchet. To be honest, he should make more films like this. So I really like Frozen. Number 6 is The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nicolas Cage and Jay Baruchel. What can I say? I was entertained. I like Nick Cage. I liked him in this film as sort of a guy who's trained under Merlin, and he needs to find this basically the chosen one, as they've done in a lot of movies. This is this evil that needs to be stopped, and only this kid can stop it, played by Jay Baruchel. I thought the pace flowed pretty well. You have some really good special effects. Some fun moments, like nods to Fantasia when he has the mops and shit cleaning up his little studio where he's doing his little experiments and stuff. Some entertaining action scenes, like Alfred Molina plays a kind of a fun bad guy and makes Nick Cage and Jay Baruchel crash their car into a mirror, and they're in a mirror world. Like everything's backwards, and they have to get to the mirror, and Alfred Molina's like breaking all the mirrors, and they have to get out so they're not trapped there. Or making this eagle that's this statue come alive, and shooting a lot of lightning bolts, or this. It always makes me think of Street Fighter. Hayukin! A lot of Hayukins flying around. I was entertained by it. Sorcerer's Apprentice. I liked it. 5 is going to be a surprise to people. And I'm laying down because I feel like it. Fuck it. Legend of the Guardians. And yeah, there's my Ninja Turtles pillow. So fuck you if you don't like it. But Legend of the Guardians surprised me. People don't even know what it is. It's a CGI anime film, actually directed by Zack Snyder. And at first I'm like, yeah, owls, really? Better than I thought it would be, Legends of the Guardian. It was beautiful to look at, and I saw it on DVD. And now I got pissed at myself because I should have rented it on Blu-ray, but just on DVD, the visuals are beautiful. The action scenes, when they go, they really work. The story's about these two brothers, one's a dreamer, one's not. They're trying to learn how to fly, and they fall out of their nest, and they're taken. And basically, they're put in this camp where a lot of other owls are put there, and most of them being made as slaves. And like the leader is like one that was heavily scarred and wears this metal mask, and our hero is trying to help, and like his brother fucking turns his back on him. I'm like, that low son bitch. And our hero meets up with a little smaller owl, and they escape, and they have to meet with these good guys called the Guardians. It's darker than I thought it would be. Like, I'm not saying it's PG, but it's just a little bit darker, more serious story than I expected. But that's Zack Snyder. I should have known. As I guess it's based on a book, but I never read the book or Chosen's book or whatever. My nose itches. But Legends of the Guardians was a real big surprise. I was impressed by it. You have some good voice actors. Like you have Pierce Brosnan, I think, and you have Hugo Weaving. You got Jeffrey Rush. Beautiful animation. Some really good fight scenes and use of slow-mo. I kind of like the lead hero owl because he was sort of a dreamer. You get to the end and like the brother that turns back on him has turned evil and they have to have a big ass fight. Yeah, The Legends of the Guardian, definitely check it out if you like CGI movies. And it's not a movie that's like a comedy. That's what most of them are. How to Train Your Dragon is mainly a comedy. Despicable Me, Shrek 4, Legend of Guardians, no. Legend of Guardians is more little bit of comedy, but a lot more of a serious story. I actually appreciate seeing that. So Legend of Guardians is definitely worth being in my top 5. And I think I switched this around on the BS cast, but the more I thought about it, I see From Paris with Love will be number 4. Just John Travolta, you know what? I'm gonna change that. The Losers is number 4. I don't know, I just changed it again, but The Losers is number 4. And From Paris with Love will be number 3. 2 fun action movies that I was entertained by. Number 4, The Losers. Better than I thought I would be. Like, the trailer made it look like kind of dog shit. For PG-13, they got away with some stuff. Like a guy being thrown off his motorcycle and being thrown right into the fucking airplane's turbines and the thing blowing up. The cast was likable. I liked the lead guy who played I always forget his fucking name. He played the comedian in Watchmen. He was really good. Noe Saldana. She was really good. She was the female, Navi in Avatar. Zoe Saldana, not Noe. Zoe Saldana. Chris Evans was fun. He's more like his Johnny Storm in the first Fantastic Four, which I think is the role he plays best. The Losers are a likable bunch. You have some fun dialogue, good action, good pace, funny lines. Like when Zoe Saldana is aiming at Chris Evans' crotch and is like, "No, just aim at my head." Would that really make you feel better? Actually, yes. Like something like that. The Losers were a lot of fun. From Paris with Love, I was going to put The Loser number 3, but I put From Paris with Love because when I really think about From Paris with Love, I did like the action scenes more in that film. I thought the pace was even more fast in that film. The only problem is John Travolta's sort of sidekick, John Rhys Myers, I think is the guy's name. They tried to find a better actor for that. But John Travolta really makes it work. He does a very energetic, fun performance. And the director of Taken knows how to pace a movie. Because both Taken and From Paris with Love are very fast-paced flicks, and you get some really entertaining action scenes. So number 2 was Lost Boys The Thirst. A lot of people don't like the sequel. I don't know why. Some people like Lost Boys The Tribe more than the new one, The Thirst. I have no idea why. But The Thirst was entertaining because it actually seemed like a proper sequel in the fact that you have Edgar Frog, Corey Feldman coming back in the lead. Jameson Newlander has a role in there. I liked the way they dealt with Corey Haim. Thought that was a very sweet scene, and Corey Feldman placing the comic book that they mentioned in the first Lost Boys film on Corey Haim Sam's gravestone. He has some fun character moments, like when he's upset about this girl who hired him, finding out that she's the writer of this Twilight type of books and saying, "Your books suck." Vampires are not romantic. That whole being tired of Twilight, that was fun to watch. The girl who's with Corey Feldman, like sort of nerdy type girl, I really liked her. I thought she was likable. Some fun action scenes, like Corey Feldman meets up with a guy who makes his weapons, and vampires come, and the guy does like a little machine gun and stuff, like mini gun. This is an entertaining movie and a very solid ending. When I always love the part where he gets some shit sprays on what we know as the head vampire now. He's like, "What the hell are you doing? What the fuck?" And Tori Film does this sort of da-da-da-da. And you realize, he's a priest. He's an ordained minister. So he just made this into holy water. And then he says, "Fuck you!" And as the guy's burning up, "Cry, little sister" is playing. I'm like, that's a rousing finale. And then the setup for the sequel where they might be fighting werewolves, I'm down for that. For a direct-to-DVD sequel, a part 3, you want to see shitty ones? Watch Cyborg 3. Watch all the other... Kickboxer 3, I'm sure is shitty. This is not shitty. And of course, number 1, what more can I say? It's, of course, it's the Expendables. And I mentioned that review. I mentioned, next time you don't find out what it is, well, you already knew. This will definitely be the last time I talk about the Expendables. I love the film to death, but what more can I say? I've done countless music video tributes. I've defended the film. I've been an asshole to people because of the film. Because I'm defending the film and they talk shit and I get pissed. Even though I have no right to. But I do. What can I say? I'm only human. It's true. I did do that. Not proud of it, but I did. And I did a BS cast with friends, and on me and Effie defending it. The new BS cast we talked about why it's number 1. People call it mediocre. I've seen so many mediocre films like Predators and Machete and Universal Regeneration. You have a film where, Stallone broke his neck for where you have the last half hour total non-stop action. Jay Lee fighting fucking Dolph Lundgren. Blow up a whole fucking pier. Terry Crews with his fucking A12, automatic shotgun. All that and a lot more add up to a very fun fucking movie for me. And what more can I say? It's a fun flick. To me, at least. So what more can I say? So, thanks for watching. Hopefully this will be a little bit shorter than the one you'll see next, which was over 2 hours. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a Merry Christmas. Later.